The past several years of my life, I've been basically forcing people to sell me their land at very deep discounts, and it has made me over $1 million in profit at just the age of 25 years old. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly how I've done it and how you can do the exact same thing. First things first, when I say forcing people to sell me their land, really what I'm doing with these people is identifying a deep pain, deep problem that they have in their life and whatever is going on with them, in which I can basically exploit the issue and also with that issue come up with a solution. And that solution is always to purchase their property and provide them with very swift liquidity in a very short amount of time. So that is how this works. And when I'm able to do that, when I'm able to provide them with swift liquidity in a very short amount of time, then what I go and do is take that property, I go and list it on the market with really, really good marketing, and I sell the properties extremely fast, and I do this multiple times a month. Now, there are multiple different techniques and tactics that I use to basically force someone to sell a property to me, and it really all starts with conversation. It starts with having really good conversations, getting to know someone's issues, getting to know someone's problems, and then coming up with how I can frame my solution in a way that makes sense to them to sell to me quickly. And also sell to me versus selling to anyone else. Now, I've had situations where it's been crunch time and people have been like, oh, this other person offered me $10,000 more to you, but because of the tactics that I've been able to use, they sell to me. Why do they sell to me? Because at my company, we are extremely personable and we really go deep with every single seller. I'm not just worried about the whole thing of like, do you want to sell? Yes, no, okay, if no, buy. We implement framing techniques, we implement ridiculous amount of follow-up and a ridiculous amount of aggression that, like I said, literally makes people be like, you know what, I'll sell to you because you are so consistent. You have shown up literally every single day on my phone. I've seen you every day on my phone. I've seen you in my email. I've seen you in my text messages. I've seen all of it. Now, even further than that, I also know the person that I'm talking to. I know my profile of person every single time I get on the phone with these people. I know them. So when I say I know them because we've had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of conversations with people from all over the country and even all over the world that wanted to sell their properties to us. So I've mastered the ability to be able to talk to pretty much any person on the planet from anywhere in the world. And when you master an ability like that, you can quite literally have someone line up to give you their property at 30% of the market value, and you know that you're gonna sell it and make $70 or $80 or $90,000. That's how powerful this one skill is, of just being able to talk to people. So even deeper than that, being able to build rapport on common objectives. What are some common objectives that we have? What are your common goals? What do you want to happen at the end of this transaction? Okay, well, I need to do this because of this. I need to sell my property because my daughter has a wedding and I'm kind of running out of money, so I need to sell. Okay, great. Well, here's how I can do this for you. Based upon what I'm seeing in the market, I can offer you X, Y, and Z, and I can close in this amount of time. This is how we do this, and we do this over and over and over and over again to the point where people are just like, I gotta sell to you. And even on top of that, when we work with prospects, they don't know how to sell their land. I've had so many prospects that didn't know how to sell their properties and actually had even listed it with the realtor and agent. And so the whole objection of, okay, I could just list this. Well, I can tell you, hey, look at this property that's just like yours. This one took 400 days and it's still on the market. It hasn't even sold yet. And here's why it hasn't sold. It hasn't sold because X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. And honestly, Susan, Johnny, whoever, honestly, this is a common problem that we see amongst many of the people that we work with, and that they're never able to sell their land. They're never able to get liquidity for their asset. That's why we're here. We're here to provide that liquidity. So we basically make our offers undeniable, and I show up every single day in front of them. The moment somebody opts into a lead magnet. The moment somebody puts their email on our website, we are hammering them with emails, with text messages, with everything possible to make sure that we come to the front of mind. On top of that, we're manually, aggressively following up with them every other day to make sure that we're on the top of their phone. Every other day, we're following up with them. And so this relentlessness literally makes it so that the marketplace gives me deals. The marketplace constantly gives me deals because I'm hammering all the time. So when you have systems in place to make sure that you're doing this over and over and over again, you're literally being handed money. The biggest thing that you have to understand when it comes to getting someone to sell you their properties at really deep discounts is the fact that you have to get really good at talking to people and also really good at being relentless. You cannot have this thing in your mind where it's like you feel embarrassed to talk to somebody, you feel embarrassed to send a text or to call or follow up. That is a poor mindset. It's a poor mindset to say, oh, well, I'm just gonna leave them alone. I'm not gonna talk to them. If you know you have someone to help, if you know that you have a service that you can deliver that can help someone and make them money, why are you not reaching out to them more? Why are you not making 1,000 calls? Why aren't you doing that? You're doing yourself a disadvantage. You're doing your whole entire bloodline literally a disservice by not following up 100 times, 1,000 times. You're doing yourself a disadvantage. You have to follow up 1,000 times if you want to get a deal done, and be willing to do that. Do not give up. Do not give up. And of course, I'm gonna have a video coming out about how we score our leads so that we know who to spend our time with, who not to spend our time with. But even beyond lead scoring, you need to be relentless with how you follow up with people, with how you talk to people, with how you build rapport, with how you even evaluate your own performance. The other thing too is many a times people do not evaluate their own performance, which is why they haven't mastered the ability to be able to talk to someone in a way that is persuasive and gets them to trust you as fast as possible. You must master that skill. And once you master that skill, you can print money. You master that skill, people are always selling to you. Someone always wants to give you money. Someone always wants to sell you a deal. Always. Master the skill of persuasion and speaking to someone. And I guarantee you will never ever go broke. You will never go hungry. You will always have money in your pocket. You will always be able to do whatever it is that you want to do, whenever you want to do it, because you've mastered the skill. So I say all this to say that you can find yourself very quickly in a situation in where sellers are consistently selling their properties to you because you've mastered the ability to be able to speak to them, to be able to frame them in a way that lets them see the value of what you're offering on a consistent basis. And once they understand this, then you have a profitable land flipping business, and where you're able to do $50,000 deals, $100,000 deals, 200 grand, so on and so forth. All deals that I've done, you can go through my YouTube and look throughout all the HUDs and everything like that. If you want help doing this, if you want help doing this in your business and putting the system into your business to where you have people that are always selling to you, you have motivated sellers all the time, feel free to book a strategy call me below, and I'd be happy to help you. I'll see you on the next video.